What is going on, guys? I'm Brad with Despite Fitness, and I want to take a break from the typical kind of vlog training video that I typically put out and do a shorter, more concise video and talk about something that I think is kind of interesting and that maybe you will too in your own home gym setup, especially if you're rocking Titan gear. So I have the Titan T3 rack. I've enjoyed it for a long time, and it works great. Big fan of it. I'm going to include an affiliate link in the description box below. And so if you are in the market for any Titan gear, if you use that affiliate link, you definitely help out the channel. And it doesn't look like an affiliate link. It's a weird kind of a whatever link, but it does work, I promise. And it will take you over to Titan, where you can check out some of the equipment that I'm going to talk about. Moving on. So the Titan T3 rack is the centerpiece of my home gym, and I've added on to it as time has gone by. Added up bits and pieces and kind of built my gym as I've gone along. One of the things that I did is I picked up the extension to the Titan T3 rack, and that's this piece here that extends out along with this framework here. And the reason why I picked up this particular extension, or the extension at all, is because I wanted to pick up the pulley machine, right? So there's a high and low pull plate loaded pulley machine. And you'll notice, or maybe you might not notice, but my pulley machine is set up to be outside the rack, which is not how it's shown on the instruction manual. I don't need no instruction manuals. Well, actually I do. I'm lying, but there's a good reason why I did this, and there's a good reason why if you elect for this particular setup, you may want to do the same thing that I did. So in the instruction manual, in all the photos that are on the Titan site for this particular piece of equipment, it shows being inside and the weight being on the outside of the rack. So you would perform all your pulley movements on the inside of the rack. We had that set up for a little while just like that, and what I came to realize that if I want to have a couple of different stations going at once, I couldn't. Case in point, if I wanted to have someone performing a low row, right, with the rack, as they pull here and row this way, they couldn't do that on the inside of the rack, and you can just kind of follow me around the other side. They couldn't do that on the inside of the rack if we had something like the reverse hyper setup, because as you can see, there would not be enough room to be in here and be maneuvering around, on top of the fact that the pendulum gets swinging, and if you're in there, you know, it might make contact, especially with the plates on. You know, plates add out that much more distance of something that could make contact with you if you happen to be on the inside of the rack. And so we discovered that if we want to be running multiple stations at once, it was a better setup for us if we reversed it and had the weight tray on the inside and the actual person exercising on the outside. And so all I did is basically just reverse the setup, remove the bolts and twist it around, and it fits in perfectly. And I really like the way that this setup is. And so that's it, that's the tip, that's the trick, is that if you happen to elect for the same type of setup that I have, whether you have the extender or not, I think it's more beneficial to have someone on the outside doing the movement. On the other side of that too, for say like the pull down, if you want to go for a wide grip pull down, what I found was sometimes the pillars for the rack actually kind of got in the way a little bit, and so there was a chance to rack your elbow or whatever else, especially if you have something like a J cup sitting there, or you know, whatever. There's just more chance to get yourself snagged on something than on the inside than if you're on the outside. And so ultimately that is why we did what we did, and I absolutely love that setup. I think it's perfect. I think that it should be the way that it's set up, and I can't, to my mind, think of any reason to have it be the way that they show it in all of the setups, whether it's the instruction manual or just the photos on the site for the equipment. I think it's far better to reverse it. So anyway, I just want to give you guys that quick tip. This is kind of how I've elected to set up some of my gear. It allows us to run those multiple stations at once, and I think it is more betterest. If you have a different opinion about that particular gear, I would like to hear it. Why maybe you think setting it up on the outside of the rack and having the exerciser on the inside of the rack might be more beneficial. I would love to hear that perspective, but in practice, I don't see it happening. Yeah, so that's it. questions, comments, concerns. If you know a better way of doing things and you think you got a better solution, I'd love to hear it. If you think that, you know, this might be valuable for you, I would also like to hear it. Maybe I can make a couple converts out there who have their setup the wrong way, and maybe now I will convert you into the right way of thinking. I hope. That's it, guys. Yeah, appreciate you helping me with the channel, supporting it with everything that you do, the views, the likes, the shares, the subs, the whole thing. If you can click down on the affiliate links, if you're into some Titan gear, that helps out the channel. If you want some Amazon, I have an Amazon store page with a bunch of recommendations for gear on there. That also helps out the channel. And also rocking some merch. I have some links for Spreadshirt down below, where if you want to rock the Train to Spite shirts, you can pick up one too. That also helps the channel. So those little things make a big difference for us in the long run. And I definitely appreciate all your continued support. So thank you very much. That's it, guys. Remember, no matter what it is you think you can't do, like set up your gear the right way. It's never going to happen if you don't get in and train to spite. You're either going to find an excuse, you're going to find a way, and I hope that you guys continue to find the way to set up the gear the right way. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
All the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits. Yeah, gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah, better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick.